from Cincinnati, Ohio. He is the current and 6-time consecutive U.S. 8-Ball Open wheelchair champion. He is the current APA National Wheelchair 8-Ball champion. Kurt Charlie Hans, here on my left, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a hand. On my right, hailing from Bruges, Belgium, sponsored by Simonis Cloth, Predator Q's, and Royal. He's a 4-time world 8-ball champion, 2-time, 3-time world snooker wheelchair champion, 4-time European wheelchair champion, and a 1-time European 9 wheelchair champion, Kurt Deklerk. Kurt Deklerk, let's give Kurt a hand. Kurt has the opening break, and at this time we're going to send it up to the booth. Your referee for this match is Ed Smith. He hails from Cadiz, Spain.
Thank you, Rick. Hello, everyone. This is Joey Augustin, Joey A. from the Internet Pool Forums. I'm here in the booth with Kevin Coughlin, and welcome to the booth, Kevin.
Hey, thank you very much, Joey.
We've got a great match here, getting ready to start. The name of the game is 8-Ball. And it's a race to 9. It's a single race to 9. Charlie has defeated Kurt in a previous match, and now since this is single elimination in the finals, Kurt has to only whoever wins this one match will be the champion of the wheelchair competition.
That's right. Charlie defeated Kurt earlier in the week, 7-2. So Kurt hoping for get on the winning track this time and possibly come away with a victory today. Kurt, 43 years old, from Belgium as he breaks, and now it's Charlie's turn. Charlie, 39 years old, from Cincinnati, Ohio. Joey, his nickname is Bar Box because he can play on those tables. That's what I understand. So
okay, yeah, everybody's got a little preference for the type of table that they like to play on, and Charlie's no different. Apparently he's a bar table specialist. I'll have to make sure to stay away from the bar tables with him. Keep him on these big tables here, these 9-foot diamond tables.
Yeah. Talking to Charlie earlier, he said one of the biggest challenges for him is something that's going on right here, this shot right here to the 15.
Using the bridge?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Looks like he didn't have any trouble with that.
Not at all. Not at all. So
well,
tell us a little bit, Joey, what do you think these guys are thinking right now? They're in the finals today. Your thoughts?
Well, both of these players are champions in their own right, and they've played in competitive circumstances like this many times. In fact, I believe that Kurt has numerous titles to his name. Do you have any information on that?
You know that when we were talking to him earlier, he has 222 titles. I mean, that's just unbelievable. And you can go to his website at www.kurtdeklerk.be and check him out, and he updates it all the time. So he is very active, wins a lot. He used to play snooker. That's where he got started back in a couple of decades ago, and then he decided that it was time to move to 8-ball, and that's exactly what he's doing now.
Well, just now, Kurt is playing shape so that their shape patterns are going to be different than ours because of their wheelchair, they have to be able to manipulate and move around, and each one of them has different style bridges. And take a look at this one. I've never seen one like this before. That's an interesting looking bridge.
And he gets it to drop. Nicely done there by Kurt. The lot different than the one pocket last night, Joey. Watching that, I tell you, if anybody was on the internet last night, that was some exciting stuff with Efren Reyes and Shannon Dalton. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was the finals championship match between Efren Reyes and Shannon Dalton, and Efren had come out of the losers bracket, the one-loss side, and beat Shannon twice, and he was up to the task. Shannon put up a great fight, though. It was a marvelous match and matchup between two great champions, and yes, we enjoyed it thoroughly ourselves.
But with the 8-ball, the ball's going a lot quicker than they do with that one pocket.
Oh,
I mean, it's
yes.
you know.
Yes. Each player in the game of 8-ball, it's a traditional American 8-ball, and each player has either stripes or solids. And the first one to make all of his assigned balls is able to shoot at the 8-ball, and it's call 8-ball. So they have to call the pocket. And right now, it looks like Kurt is eyeing up that side pocket shot on the 7 after he makes this 3-ball. He's positioned himself quite well.
It's all about shape, though, isn't it, Joey? I mean, you're thinking way ahead in a game like this, correct?
Absolutely. These were trouble balls, the 5 and the 7. So Kurt has left this 3-ball to get shape on these trouble balls. So he's done excellent with that, and all he's got to do now is draw the cue ball back a little bit to shoot the 5-ball in the same pocket. I think that's what he'll do here.
Kurt, known as Mr. Bruges Open, he told us earlier, because he's won that event so many times, and he loves playing.
Well, we love here in America. We love to see international players, and Kurt traveling all the way from Belgium. It's an honor to have him here.
What's he trying to do right now? Do you think he's going to go for the 7 or the 5? It looks like maybe, like you said, the 5-ball, but he's not quite sure yet, or he's thinking about the shot, correct?
Well, if the cue ball drifts over a little bit, he was checking out the corner pocket to see if the 5 passed by there, if he moves shape, but he's positioned himself. He had something else in mind. And again, some of their patterns may be a little different than the patterns that I'm used to looking at, because I have a different vantage point. It looks like this is a shot where Kurt needs to pocket this ball in the left corner pocket. And just keep the cue ball from scratching, which he does quite well.
Great shot. Now he set up the 8-ball and trying to take an early 1-0 lead in this race to 9. Even though Charlie defeated him earlier in the week, this is just a one race to 9, and that's it, winner take all.
That's right.
For the win, and game 1 goes to Kurt Deklerk.
That's great. The earlier we were talking with Kurt, and he had mentioned you had asked him some questions about some of the things that he was planning on doing differently since Charlie had bested him, and share those with some of our internet viewers, if you will, Kevin.
Well, his thing was he just likes being out here, I believe, and the being a U.S. Open champion, 2-time U.S. Open champion, and how he got started with playing snooker. He said he was with his girlfriend, and decided that she was time, and he said, well, I'm going to go try this, and he started playing snooker and loved it, and then realized that he wanted to move over and play some 8-ball, and that's what he's been doing. 7-time European champion. So he's happy to be here, and his goal is to win the money, the $3,250 first place prize, I believe.
Excellent. One of our internet viewers asked about the size of the pockets. This is the TV table. It is a Pro-Am diamond pool table, and it has very narrow, tight pockets. They're 4 1/4 inch spacing, and they're very difficult to play on. This table is the same table that all of the Efren Reyes played on, and Shannon Dalton. So we're looking for a good match. It's going to be tough to run these racks of 8-ball, but looks like these guys are up to the task and doing quite well.
The break right there, Joey, question that we were talking earlier with some of the officials. If they happen to make the 8-ball on the break, that's not necessarily a winner in this, is it?
No, you're quite right, Kevin. The 8-ball on the break is not a winner. Unlike some of the leagues where the 8-ball does, constitute a winner. In this tournament, in this match, the 8-ball is either spotted or re-racked again.
So it's not like going to the local pool hall, I guess, and thinking that if you're knocking the 8-ball, I'm a big winner. In this situation, that is not the case at all.
Not on the break, that's correct. Now, any other time, it's also if they make the 8 on the break and scratch, it is also not a loss of game.
So it's just spot the ball and move on from there then, correct?
That's right. I think there's a rule about the opponent may have the choice to allow his opponent to continue to break the balls again, or that he may be able to. But we can get a clarification from that if it happens to occur from our tournament director.
Yeah. Why do you think that is, though? Why is that rule in effect, do you think? Because isn't it difficult enough maybe to knock in the 8-ball on the break as it is, but why do you think that is?
Well, Kevin, I think it's a great rule because the 8 on the break is a luck factor. It's not something that's you can really consider. It's a skill learned, and I think that the fans and the people competing at the game at this level, they want to eliminate the luck factor, and I think that's what they've done with that rule.
Kurt Deklerk in the corner pocket right there, picking up where he left off in game 1.
One of the neat things about 8-ball, I like 8-ball. I don't play it much anymore, but I like the game because there's a lot of different strategies and patterns that a person can play, and you can play to your strengths, and there are many different options available to you in the game, and it's very similar to one pocket in that there are multiple balls that you're able to shoot at.
For all the 12-30 teams that do not have a score sheet, come on up again.
Well, Kurt's got 2 trouble balls over there. It's the 1 ball and the 5 ball on the left side rail, and he's got to figure out some way to move them before he gets to those 2 balls. In other words, he cannot leave those 2 balls to the last shot. Otherwise, he's going to have a very difficult time making either one of them.
And that's got to be what he's thinking about right now. He's like, okay, I know I can knock these. I know I can knock in the 3 ball, the 2 ball, but it's everything. It's the 1 and the 5 are giving him some trouble.
That's exactly right. He tried to slide the cue over just now and dislodge or break apart the 5 and 1.
And all it takes really, though, is just one mishap. If he misses one, the chances of Charlie running the table are pretty good.
Yeah, the balls, the stripes are spread really well, and there don't appear to be any trouble balls, except maybe the 15 ball, which is the pocket. One pocket is blocked by the 11 ball, but easily overcome.
So Kurt called the 2 ball. Let's see what he's going to do here. He's just trying to do something to break up the 1 and the 5. And
this is a very difficult situation to be in. I think that he's going to try banking this 5 ball. I don't know if he's going to do it now or later. But he looks like he's in a pretty good position to bank this 5 ball right now. It's a risky shot, but it may be something that he has to take at this time. He's looking at that easy 6, but he realizes that
Yeah.
he's got to do something with the 5 ball, and otherwise he shoots the 6 ball and he has to draw the cue ball back a little bit. And playing position he's got fairly decent shape to make this ball.
And
just a little short.
Yeah, you called that one, and he just couldn't get it to go in, and now he realizes, I'm sure Charlie's licking his chops right now, thinking what he can do right now.
Absolutely. I think Charlie's going to make the 13 and clear out that 11 ball, make sure the 15 can pass at a later date. In fact, Charlie's got a couple of options to shoot the 11 ball and then or shoot the 15 right now.
In the Viking Tour rankings, Charlie ranked #1. And trying to show why he's #1 right here, possibly by running the table.
Well, that caught the point, unfortunately, and gives Kurt another opportunity at the table. No easy shots here, except for the 6 ball. The 6 ball's very makeable. And the 1 ball, I can't see from my angle, Kurt, but does that 1 ball pass the 9? Can you tell?
It would be very close, no question.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I say Charlie possibly running the table earlier. That I think I gave him the kiss of death right there, because saying something like that, and then I probably shouldn't have said anything, Kurt.
Well, I don't think that had anything to do with it, Kevin.
I don't know, man. I would hope not, at least.
That's right. It does seem strange, though, when we're sitting in the booth and talking about the match, and I guess seeing so many different games, you almost anticipate problems that can occur, and when you mention them, sure enough, they pop up. The person does just the thing that you're describing, and it's almost like there's a curse out there. But I think it's just that the nature of the game. It's not an easy game. It's a difficult game, and takes lots of hours of practice. And these champions have put in many hours in the pool room and on their private tables.
Charlie getting the ball to fall in last week. He was in Chicago and won championship there, and so he's traveling all over the place. I think his next stop is going to be in Memphis in November. So he plays about 10 tournaments a year, so he stays pretty active.
That's more tournaments than I play in. Oh, he hung that ball. He was out and just hung that ball up. Oh boy, I know he's disappointed with that shot.
I don't think he can believe it either.
No. Well, these tables are extremely tough. When the cloth dries out with the lights overhead, this is the TV table, and these lights are very hot, and they remove practically all of the moisture from the cloth, and it makes the cloth very thin. It allows the object balls and the cue balls to slide when there's less friction on the cloth when it's dry like this. So.
And when you say slide, what does that actually mean? Nice shot there by Kurt.
Well, there's 2 different types of sliding that I'm talking about, but basically I'm just describing what happens when the object ball, the cue ball, hits some of these rails at a wide angle. The cue ball, instead of the object ball or the cue ball rebounding at a same angle in, same angle out, the cue ball will actually slide on the cloth and move a small amount of distance and then rebound from the rail. So that's what I mean by sliding.
Okay. Kurt now in position to knock in the 5 ball. Kurt looking to go up 2-0 in this race to 9. It's about as straight as you can get, I think, isn't it, Joey?
That's right. This is a very difficult shot. Straight in shots give everyone the fits.
And Joey comes through, no problems right there, and he takes a 2-0 lead in this race to 9. So last time when they met earlier this week, Charlie pretty much took care of him 7-2, and this time Kurt battling back. So 2-0 right now. And what do you think Charlie's thinking right now? I mean, he's down 2-0, but it's a long way to go, though, isn't it?
Well, as opportunities presented it to me over the last year and a half, I've gotten very close to a lot of the professional players, and I know that these guys are professional players. They are competitors, and they've been here before, and they're not getting down on themselves at this time. There's plenty of time for Charlie to get back in this game. Kurt only has a 2-game lead, race to 9, so Charlie knows that he's got the time and the ability to come back and get back into this match.
He's probably trying to figure out why that 11 ball didn't go in the last game. I mean, it hung right there, and
this is a very tough table. That's one of the reasons, and that's a very good break there. The ball scattered well. The cue ball, unfortunately, went down to the foot rail, and this is a long shot, but some of these shots are a lot easier for these competitors because the cue ball is close to the rail. When the cue ball gets out in the middle of the table, that's where their difficulties begin. So this probably, while this might be a more difficult shot for me, this is a shot that they're more comfortable with. Look
Right.
how easily, just in what confidence he made that shot.
is it because they're lower to the table, or why do you think that
Well,
is?
the cue ball's close to the rail, and it's easy for them to bridge off from the rail. You know, if the cue ball's out in the middle of the table, they have to, they have to make a long bridge, and they have to sometimes use a bridge to reach the cue ball. So that's what makes it more difficult. Nice soft touch
Yeah.
there.
Charlie making it look easy right now. In the third game, he trails 2-0 in the race to 9. Now he's checking out things. What's he looking at right now, Joey?
Well, he's trying to see if that 12 ball or 13, I don't know which number that is, pink stripe passes, and doesn't hesitate for a second. He wanted to hold that cue ball up so that he could make the 9 ball. He may have some difficulty here when he shoots this 14 ball. He's going to have shape on the 15, but then he's going to have to navigate through the 3, the 8 to get to the 9. So we'll just have to see how he works this out. He may be able to draw the cue ball back and pass up the 8 ball and get perfect shape on the 9. We'll just have to see if he decides to run into the 8 ball or the 9 or the 3, or if he tries to draw the cue ball. Well, there you have it.
Great shot right there. Now, has a shot on the 9 ball, looks like.
I think it will pass the 7. It's it's close, but I think it'll pass.
Well done.
Very close to the 8 ball, something that all players strive for. The money ball is only about 16 inches away from the cue ball, and it makes for a far easier shot. But again, see, the cue ball's out in the middle of the table. He had to use his extension to reach it. So that's that makes the shot much more difficult.
But Charlie knocks it in, and he wins game 3, so getting a little bit closer in the match. It's 2-1. Kurt Deklerk on top. But I'm sure that makes Charlie feel a little bit better.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't, and this at this level of competition, you certainly don't want to have your opponent getting a 4, 5, 6 game lead because it's so hard to win those games back and compete in the match.
Charlie's mom here, rooting her on. Judy, talked to her earlier, her biggest fan out there. So she, and also Charlie's brother here as well, Jeff. Hoping to maybe see another championship.
There's nothing like having family to support you in your endeavors, and this this sport is no different. Well, he's pocketed the 1 ball on the break, and he's looking to see if the 4 ball passes the 3, and I don't know, it doesn't look like it to me. I think he's in a world of trouble here.
I was going to ask you, is it more advantageous to knock in a ball on the break? I mean, because you really aren't setting anything up. You're just kind of hitting them all around, and then you're hoping that the cue ball will leave you a shot. Is it the most players? I mean, I'm sure they probably want to make one, but I mean, but sometimes, like you said, like that right there, Charlie missing that kind of hurt him, didn't it?
That's right. That's an unfortunate miss for Charlie. But yeah, players do want to make a ball on the break. The thrill of breaking and running a rack of 8 ball is a great thrill and something that all competitors strive for.
I would have figured it would be the case, but then again, when you're left with something like what Charlie just had, he probably wasn't too pleased with that at all, I'm sure.
Well, that's the thing about pocket billiards, and that is that you're gonna have good rolls and you're gonna have bad rolls, and you have to accept the table, what it offers you, and you can't allow yourself to be disappointed that you got poor shape or that you missed a shot. You have to have one constant frame of mind, and that's what these guys are. That's why they're here, because they're able to do that consistently with their minds and keep their attention on the shot at hand.
Charlie checking out the table right now. What's it look like he's going to do here? Make the 5, and then what's he hoping to? He knocks that in.
Well, he's got the 3 ball, yeah. 3, then the 4. He's cleared out this side of the table. We'll probably shoot these 2 balls and eliminate the balls on this end of the table, and then start work on the other. He's got a very nice pattern here. If he can get shape on the 6, where he's, fairly straight in, where he can shoot the 6 ball in the corner pocket, he can pick up the 7, simply stop the cue ball, shoot the 2 ball in the side pocket, but the cue ball got away from him. Now he may be forced to back cut the 6 ball into the side pocket, and this is no easy shot.
Oh, nicely done by Charlie Hans.
A beautiful shot, and I don't know if the 2 can pass the 13 in the side pocket. If not, he'll be forced to shoot the 2 ball in the corner pocket. He's looking awful hard at it.
Yeah. He's going to go to the corner pocket.
Uh-huh.
How
What
nice
a shot.
is that? Wow.
That's marvelous.
How impressive is that? So now Charlie's got to find a way to knock in the 7. Charlie's been playing for 20 years, 10 years in a wheelchair, and then automobile accident back in 1997. Talking to him about that, he said it was just a freak thing. They were in Dalton, Georgia, and a friend of his fell asleep and started bouncing the car around, but when it did, it broke his neck. Oh. And he was in rehab for 3 to 4 months and therapy for a year, 3 times a week for a year. And he decided that when everything got better, he was going to keep playing pool. And he said when he first started in a wheelchair, he couldn't knock anything in, and he misses the 7 ball, opening up for Kurt. But when he decided to play again, he couldn't make a shot, but he had to learn. It took him a while to learn, and a year and a half later, he got as good as he did before he was in the accident, because he played pool 10 years beforehand, and now here he is today, winning all types of championships. So a lot of balls on the table for Kurt. A wide variety, but I don't know, does he have any shots there, Joey?
Well, he can shoot the 12 ball in the corner pocket. but he's opting to play a safety, a very smart move here. Yeah, that's an excellent move there. He's hid the cue ball behind the 11 so that Charlie cannot hit the 7 ball easily. The only way that Charlie will be able to hit this ball is to bank the cue ball into the opposite side rail, and really he's going to. This is a very, very difficult. Kurt just made a great shot, Kevin, and I don't know. I doubt that I would. Oh, he's going to try a 2-railer. Oh, look at this. Oh,
man.
That was so close.
That was close. But now because of that, now Kurt gets the cue ball in hand, correct? And why is that for the people that are watching this not knowing what's going on?
Well, that's the penalty for scratching or failing to execute a legal shot. That's part of the rules of 8-ball. And Kurt can choose to either make a ball or play another safety as well.
With so many balls out there, you would think you would probably try to make a few, don't you think? Or
oh yeah, he's going to be clearing some balls out here. I think he wants to try and position himself so that he's able to clear out some of the trouble balls. One of the problems that he's got is that the 15 ball is a very big trouble ball. Each one of their shots, they have to think about where the cue ball is going to be laying. They have to pay a lot of attention. There's no, getting up and stretching to reach a shot. They have to use the bridges, and there's a lot of, and that was a great shot because now it opens up the 11 and the 15 ball, which is the big trouble ball for Kurt.
so Kurt checking out the table right here, trying to figure out what his next move is going to be, and it looks like he's going to try to take care of the 11 ball right here.
I love that bridge he's got. That bridge is awesome looking, and it's compact, and he just whips it out so quickly, and he's used to using it. Looks like it's very sturdy and strong. It has such a perfect V, and it's some type of polished metal. It looks like it may be polished plastic, but it looks like some type of polished metal, and I'm sure it slides really well. Sometimes in regular pool rooms, you'll find some of these bridges, and the bridges might even be a little sticky, and a little difficult to use. But that looks like it's smooth as glass.
Kurt doesn't have any family here, but he was mentioning he's got a lot of fans on the internet, and I'm sure they're watching today, cheering him on with his 2-1 lead, and possibly he can run the table here, get a bigger lead than that. But you're right, going for the 15 ball.
Yeah, right now, Kevin, we've got hundreds of people watching this match, this live stream match, and we're glad that they joined us. Fast Lenny out there in Phoenix, Arizona, and as you mentioned, there are lots of fans out there for both of these players, and it's good to see all of these guys joining this live stream, and we appreciate it. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. We've got a number of sponsors that have brought this live stream to you. Predator and Poison Cues, Simonis Cloth, Aramuth Pool Balls, Ashley Furniture, a non-billiard industry supplier. This is just great to have people outside of the industry helping to promote pool, and we're glad they're on board. We've got Hertz Rent-A-Car, Inside Pool Magazine, Radio 1, Billiard Factory, and ProPool.com. The Stats guys, Ron Hoffman, Bob McFerrin, and Mike Moon.
Joey, was that a safety shot as well? I guess it would be, huh? He was
definitely a very good safety because now Charlie is forced. He may be able to hit a portion of the 7 ball, but the side pocket looms close and dangerously for him. He doesn't like that side pocket, but this would be a phenomenal shot if he makes it. Yeah, that was going to be a very difficult shot.
And the look on his face, not very good. He maybe opened the door there for Kurt.
That's right. But, you know, he did avoid the scratch in the side pocket and prevented Kurt from, you know, having cue ball in hand. So he did something very positive on that shot. I'm sure he wished the 7 had fallen.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think when these guys have the opportunity, they're going to try and keep that cue ball relatively close to the side rail. You won't see them play in shape for the cue ball out in the middle of the table unless it can't be helped. Another nice shot here. I think he'll pick up the 10 and come out to the, you know, right past the middle of the table to make the 12 ball in the side pocket.
Exactly right.
Now, when the cue ball gets this close to the rail, you know, I get a little antsy. I don't like it this close.
Do you really? Why is that?
Well, you can't hit as much of the cue ball as you would like. You can't. You have to hit. You have to hit only the. See, he's hitting across the top of the cue ball.
Right.
Much more difficult to shoot that shot than if the cue ball was, say, 6 or 8 or even 10 inches away from the rail.
Kurt hit a great shot right there, and now trying to go up 3-1.
Yeah, he's going to float this cue ball up a little bit just in case he happens to hang this 8 ball, but no such thing.
Oh, nicely done by Kurt Deklerk, and he goes up in this match 3-1. He's got to like the way things are going at this juncture of the match.
Yes, you know, Fast Lenny, I have to agree with you. The sponsors that have brought this free live stream to you guys out there deserve a lot of credit, and I hope that some of you will take the time to visit their websites, to drop them a little email, and to thank them for their sponsorship of this event and this tournament.
Without sponsors, you could not have events like this, and I mean, to support them and say the reason why you're there to support them makes a big difference and keeps things rolling. I mean, there's no question about that.
Absolutely, Kevin. You know, if you're looking for a cue, you're looking for some supplies, looking for some accessories, you know, think about the sponsors that bring these free live streams to you, and show them a little appreciation and consideration. And even if you're not inclined to spend some dollars right now, man, how much effort does it take to, you know, drop an email to them? Go to their website, look at their contact information, drop a couple of different emails. They've got multiple email addresses. Send them a little, you know, note and let them know that you appreciate their efforts and their contribution.
That's right. They appreciate it as well, and then it keeps things like this continuing on for years to come. So
that's right.
Support those sponsors. That is critical, I think. So Kurt knocked in the 15 ball, so he's checking out the table right now. He's eyeing the 13, of course, and what do you think he's thinking about next? What's his next move, do you think?
I think he's wondering about that 11. I don't know if he had a chance to see if that 11 passes the 8 ball in the corner pocket, but he'd like to get that 11 ball out of the way right now. And if it passes, he's shooting the 11. Apparently, it does not pass. That's going to be a very big trouble ball. Oh, he's going to take another look. He's looking at it carefully. You know, sometimes if a ball doesn't pass, if you can just lag it up close to the hole, you know, it can be almost as good as making the ball. Oh, nice shot.
Well done by Kurt. And now he has the 9 ball. He's got it set up, so.
Yeah, I think the now the trouble ball is the 10 ball. Uh-oh. That was a uncharacteristic mistake for Kurt.
Not too pleased at this moment, so now it's Charlie's turn to see what he can do.
Yeah, Charlie actually has some difficulties here because there are a couple of balls that are difficult to make: the 7 ball, the 6 ball, and even the 5. So he's got to navigate around this table and pick off some of these balls and find a way to get to these trouble balls before that's all that's left.
And he puts in the 1 ball right there, and
well, he may be able to make this 5 ball in the side pocket, which it's a difficult shot, but he may be forced to take it.
shaking his head just a little bit and observing what he just did as well. So check out Charlie's next plan of attack.
Well, he could make a combo on the 5-4, the pink 4 there, or he could make a combination shot, trying to shoot the 4 ball in the side pocket off from the 5. But whatever he's got a difficult situation at hand. Oh, maybe he's looking at playing a safety, shoot the 6 ball and freeze the cue ball on the 8.
Goes for the 5, and he puts it in.
An excellent shot. Very, very narrow pockets. So these side pockets, and very lively. The points on these side pockets will spit a ball back out in a heartbeat.
Have you played on the tables this week at all? Were you out there?
Yes, I occasionally get out there on the table when no one's watching the live stream, and yeah,
that's
the
about
table.
the only time I would ever go out there, because I mean, my billiards or pool prowess is horrific, so I know that very easily. So nobody has to tell me twice. But
Well, the diamond mechanic crew swapped out the TV table 2 days ago. They just weren't satisfied with the perfection of the how the table was rolling, and so there were just some minor things that they didn't like, and they just wanted to make sure that the product that was being portrayed on this live stream was a quality product. So they swapped out the table, and this table's been playing perfectly, and I've never seen a table play so well.
so now he's trying to knock in the 7 ball, which he will do easily, trying to set up the 2 ball.
He's got a very good shot on the 2 ball in the side pocket. He can float the cue ball up for easy shape on the 8 ball, and providing he doesn't put any draw on this shot. Oh, smartly uses the 9 ball to slow up the cue ball. Very nice shot there.
And a straight shot of the 8 ball to try to make it 3-2 in this race to 9. And Charlie's done just that. Well done. His mom and brother clap in the stands over there. So it's now 3-2, getting a little bit closer.
I'm not familiar with the tables that are in Belgium, but just from a pocket billiard standpoint, diamond tables are a classic table here in America, and they play extremely well. And these tables have been, especially this TV table, they've taken a lot of precautions and used many, even dozens of levels to make sure that this table is playing perfectly.
You walk into the convention center and it's just so many pool tables. It's just unbelievable. It's an unbelievable sight when you walk in here. You're not expecting that, and then all this stuff is here. I mean, and the tables are full. It is something else to see.
Well, the Taylor Road production group, Louis Vecchio, Clark Roan, and Bobby Roan have done a super job, a phenomenal job. This is a massive undertaking, and you know, I'm just so glad to be a part of this. It's a great thing for pool. There's some learning curves. There's some things that they continue to work on to improve this event. And the word on the street is, Kevin, this isn't the last one.
No kidding. That's great. That's awesome. And now Charlie. Well done right there. Continuing on, trying to tie this up at 3 apiece if he can get a win here.
He's got a little problem with the 9 ball, and he's looking at maybe making the 10 and sliding over and bumping the 6. And he does that quite well.
You've seen this a few times, haven't you?
A couple.
Wow.
These guys are very good players, and you know, they're shooting patterns, and you know, they're very accurate shooters. I mean, he's played perfect shape. I think he's going to shoot the 9 ball on this shot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Go back and forth across the table. Hit the side rail, bounce to the other side rail, and come back out in the middle of the table. I don't know if he's going to try and slow roll this and just do it one rail, but let's see what he does. Well, he didn't cut it thinly enough, and if he had, that cue ball would have bounced a little further out toward the middle of the table, giving him a good shot on the 12 ball, but that didn't happen. So Kurt's got he's got a lot of balls to run here, and the 9 ball is blocking the 4 ball's path.
And he's observing his probably the next 3 or 4 shots he would like to hit if he can keep it going here. He's checking out things. And I guess if you think that it's easy I was talking to Charlie earlier, and he said, you know, some people think that it's easier to play in a wheelchair. That is not necessarily the case. I guess that Johnny Archer and Earl Strickland tried to.
Look at this shot.
Oh, what a great shot!
What a shot!
Yeah, Johnny Archer
great.
and Earl Strickland tried to play in a wheelchair, and I think they just had all kinds of trouble.
Oh yes,
and
indeed.
It is so difficult. I mean, and you're using your arms all the time. I mean, these guys have to be in great shape to be able to do this.
Absolutely. They have one visual perspective, you know, and it's virtually at the table level. They have no option to rise up and look at the table from a standing person's viewpoint. So this is definitely a different animal.
So makes the 2 ball, and looking at things right now. Looks like he's going to try for 7. What do you think it would be here? What, 7 to 5 to 1, and then try to knock in the 8 ball if he can?
I think he's going to run right into the 12, and the cue ball is going to stop by the 12, and he's going to pick up the 3 ball, and then shoot the 1 on the side pocket. If the cue ball floats over, he may choose to shoot the 1 ball. But that's what he wants to do right there. That's a very good shot. Good cue ball control and accurate putting, as the Europeans would say. Got a little distraction there.
Yeah. Now he's ready to go.
Very important and critical shot there.
As you mentioned, putting it in the side pocket, correct?
Mm-hmm. Here, Kurt's got to be careful that he doesn't get too far away from the 8 ball, but he doesn't want to be stretched out on the middle of the table like this. This is going to make the shot much more difficult. I think he'll be getting an extension, his magic bridge out. Watch how quickly he whips this thing out. Let's see. Can he reach it? He's checking. Oh, he's got another extension on the back of his cue. Now, I didn't see him attach that thing.
That was pretty quick. This for the win and a 4-2 lead, and he does just that.
Oh yeah, that is an extension. Okay, he's got it in his lap, and he just it must be some type of quick release because he took it off as quickly as he put it on.
He sure did. Wow. 4-2, Kurt Deklerk in the lead in the 8-ball wheelchair final.
This is the race to 9, right?
Yep, race to 9.
Well, Kevin, it's great to have you in the booth working with me, and I'm just looking here. We looks like our viewers continue to climb, and lots of people joining us. Yeah, that's right. The score is 4-2, and that is Kurt Deklerk from Belgium and Charlie Hans from Cincinnati, Ohio. Chuck is down, but he's not out. The score is only 4-2. Plenty of time to get back in this match.
And Deklerk will be breaking here. And can't get anything to fall. So now it's time for Charlie to observe the table to see what he's got, right? Just to see what I can play with here. How far he can go. He'd love to run the table if he saw they were that open, but looks like the 11 and 15 are a little problem over there if he wanted to go for the stripes.
That's right, Kevin. Charlie's taking his time looking over the table.
And he knocks it right there in the side pocket. Charlie, a 4-time APA Las Vegas national champion. National champion in Las Vegas. He's got a lot of awards. He can't get the 10 ball to fall right there, so now it's Kurt's. I don't know, to win 222 times, that's a lot. And, you know, I can't even imagine that. And that's exactly what Kurt Deklerk has done. I couldn't even fathom winning that many events. That's a lot.
It's hard for me to imagine playing in that many events.
Yeah, you're right. That's a lot. I don't think that's what he wanted to do right there.
Oh, boy.
What do you think he was trying to do right there? Just something happened, though. Or did he want to do that? Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, no.
I would think not.
That was a big mistake and an error on Kurt's part. And Charlie's got cue ball in hand. He wants to take advantage of this faux pas. He moved the 11, but not quite as much as he had hoped he would. So the 11 ball remains a trouble ball and a big problem. Oh, that was a very fine shot.
Wow.
That was a very fine shot to come back and move that 11 ball like that. Now he can make the 11 ball in that corner pocket and stop the cue and pick up the 13 ball while he's down here. It maybe didn't pass. The cue ball may not pass the 5. Huh.
I don't think it does because he's moving around here. Or maybe it does. I don't know. We'll soon find out. I'm sure if he had a shot, he would go to it right now, but instead He's going to go, what, to the 13, I guess.
Yeah, I think that may be the 12 ball, but I can't be. Oh no, the 12 ball's out in the middle of the table. You're right. That's the 13, Kevin. Nice shot there.
And he set himself up for the 11 ball. So, I mean, any way you can do it, I guess. That's why these guys think so far ahead. I mean, you know, if you can't think that far ahead, you're probably not going to be a good pool player, I would assume. I mean, you got to think of like your next 3 or 4 shots, I would guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, he has left himself jacked up over the 2 ball, and he has to elevate his cue, which makes the shot more difficult. Well, it didn't look like Charlie had much trouble making that ball.
So now what? He's going to go for the 10, you think, and then come back to the 12?
Absolutely. I think maybe he may try a little follow English and try and shoot the 12 ball in the side pocket, but we'll have to just wait and see. Yeah, he uses follow. He wants to come up a little bit more, another 12 inches, and he'd have been very happy, but now he still has the ability to cut this ball in the side pocket, but the corner pocket is a pretty natural scratch for him, so he's got to pay attention to the tangent line and pay attention and make sure he doesn't scratch. So he's going to be putting a lot of effort into that. Wow, very nice. Nice shot.
So the only thing that keeps him from winning his 3rd game is not in that 8 ball, and I'm sure he's checking it out, and looks like he likes the side pocket.
Oh, yeah.
And Charlie wins his 3rd game, so getting a little bit closer as they battle back and forth. It's 4-3 now, Kurt on top. We may go the distance here, Joey.
Well, they're neck and neck. Charlie's, they've played many times over the years, as Kurt and Charlie had mentioned. So they're used to playing each other, and you can see they're in the full focus mode right now.
Do you think fatigue, like, it being in a wheelchair, moving around like this, you think that bothers him a little bit? I mean, you would think it would.
Yeah, it bothers every player. Absolutely. Yeah, this is a very lengthy tournament. This has been going on for, well, today's Friday, right?
Yeah.
1 full week, 7 days we've been here, having a great time, but it takes its toll on players and even us commentators.
And nothing falls for Charlie. He looks over the table, and now it's Kurt's turn to check things out and see how he wants to attack.
The stripes are spread pretty well. The only problem balls I see are the 9 and the 15, and Kurt could take out the 9 ball right now, but let's see what he does. A lot of this is just personal preference. And sometimes choice of shots is just something that, you become accustomed to, making certain shots easier. And he's choosing to shoot the 13 rather long distance away from where the cue ball lays. Splits the pocket, though. Nice shot.
Well done.
He's got to get to work on that 9 and 15, though. I don't like that 9 and 15. The 9 and 15 do not easily go in any pocket except for this lower left-hand corner pocket.
Wow, what a great shot. Man, I had the angle on that 10. I was like, man, how's it going to go in? But he made it with ease, no problem.
I mean, I've got to get one of those bridges. I like that bridge.
Had to find out where he bought it from, huh?
That's right. it's a slender and compact bridge, but it looks like it's very sturdy. I don't see it wobbling around like you do some bridges, and it looks like a fine bridge indeed.
Kurt looking things over, seeing what he's gonna. You're right, though. He is checking out the 9 and the 15. He knows that that is a serious problem for him.
Getting to be more trouble by the minute.
He's got a couple of shots here, and he's going to hope to maybe move them around in those next 2 shots, I would assume.
Well, he's waited to the last minute, and when you wait to the last minute, trouble rises its ugly head. However, he has just made an incredible shot.
Wow.
Unfortunately, he's jacked up, but he's got perfect position on the 9 and the 15. Now, having to shoot over the top of this 5 ball, I mean, the cue ball is almost froze on the 5 ball. It's going to be a very difficult shot. Is he getting some new accessories, or what is that he's doing?
That might be exactly what he's doing. I'm not sure.
Did he get a different cue?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a different shaft there or something. Elevating. This is very difficult.
Wow. It looks so simple. I mean, just so easy.
Now, I don't think the 15 passes the 6 ball. So like I was saying earlier, you know, this is getting to be the 8 balls, hiding behind the 7. That's a problem, a major problem. And so he's waited a little late to address this problem situation. And now, well, he's got to mull over what is he going to do from here.
Yeah, his facial expression says it all. I mean, he is just not too pleased. He's not sure really what he wants to do, and tough position to be in right now if you're Kurt Deklerk, because he knows if he misses, then he opens the door up for Charlie Hans, and but Charlie still if he gets it back, the 7 will be an issue for him down the road. So we'll see what happens.
That's right. Hit that! Look how well he hit that ball.
Wow.
He's trying to get shape to cut the 15 in the left corner pocket. That's a magnificent shot.
Wow, what a great shot, man. To think of that shot is just amazing. You know, I mean, it's just something. Now he's got an opportunity to make it.
Yeah, and possibly dislodge the 8. Oh, just almost moved the 8 ball, but very lucky for him that he didn't, because now Charlie's at the table and he's got 7 balls to run, including the and not including the 8 ball.
And that 7's gonna be some trouble. So he's got to figure out how he can move them around, I'm sure.
That's right. He may choose to use the 4 ball. When he shoots the 4 ball, he may try and run into the 7. But if I were him, I would try and get down here and make a go at it early on rather than waiting to the last minute. We'll just have to see what he chooses to do.
Charlie, the 4th player to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. That was done last year in 2008. And, he's had a few things go on with him as well. Talking to him, he said he got to throw out first pitch at a Reds game a while back. He said that was a big thrill for him. And his brother actually made the was the catcher. So that was a big deal out there for the big Cincinnati Reds fan, I think.
Missed 8 on the internet live stream, says that he plays with Charlie every week, and that Charlie is a fine player and plays hard.
I wonder if he takes all of his money. I wonder if Charlie, I'm sure maybe he does,
Well, I don't know if Charlie gambles or
Yeah,
not.
that's true. That's
many,
true.
Many of our professional players don't gamble at all.
Yeah. Maybe a Coke or something, or a cheeseburger, something.
Could be, could be. Well, this isn't the shot that Charlie wanted. The 7 ball, he knows it's difficult, knows it's a problem. There's another option here. It's possible that Charlie could play a safety on the 7 ball rather than trying to make it. He cut that in very nicely.
Wow, great shot.
Still got the problem with the 7 ball, though.
And I would say, how is he going to be able to move it in this situation? But I've seen crazier things happen since I've been here the past 24 hours, so who knows?
That's right. He's looking at making the 6 ball in the side pocket. But I think he wants to leave the cue ball down at the other end of the table, away from the 7. But he's trying to bust this up. Look at this guy.
Wow.
Nice try. Nice try.
Wow, nice try by Charlie.
He didn't get rewarded. He got very close to busting up that ball. It would have been a fantastic shot had he been able to break the 7 and 8 apart.
So what do you think now? Is he going to play a safety probably, or?
Well, he's going to kick this and try and roll that cue ball. He's going to put a little spin on the cue ball. Oh, too much spin. Missed it altogether. Well, now the burden is on Kurt's shoulders. He has to dislodge the 8 ball and pocket at the same time, pocket the 15.
Kurt looks like he has a strategy right away. I mean, no doubt about it.
Good luck on this shot. I
Maybe
wouldn't
not.
want to be shooting it. This is a very, very difficult shot. Ideally, he'd like to hit the 7 ball and leave the cue on the top side of the 8, making the 8 ball in the corner pocket. But this is extremely difficult. Well, he got the bottom of the 8 ball, and I think that he can still hit some of the 8 ball and perhaps play a safety. I don't think he's got a chance to pocket this ball, and I think a safety would be a smart move at this time. And that's what he chooses to do.
I've been able to see it, but the officials behind him, just to make sure he didn't touch the 7 ball before he hit the 8 ball, right?
Exactly.
Because that would have meant, ball in hand for...
That's
wow.
right, exactly.
So Charlie trying to put it in the side pocket. Not going to happen this time. Now Kurt's going to try it in the side pocket to get the win. If he can do so, he'll go up 5-3. Nope, can't get it to go.
Well, he's left Charlie on this foot rail, and unlike some players, this is not a terrible shot. Charlie likes shooting from the edge when the cue ball is close to the rail, and while it's a difficult shot to back cut the 7, this is a makeable shot for Charlie.
Yeah, he's thinking about a way to, if he makes this shot, how he can set up the 8 ball and.
That's right. What a shot.
Man, what a great shot.
Well, he's left the 8 ball very close to the corner pocket. The cue ball is close enough to the rail where this is going to be a very easy shot for Charlie.
Charlie trying to tie things up here in a race to 9, and he will do just that. Wow. Charlie Hans ties it up at 4 apiece. And Joey, I think we are going the distance in this one. These guys are playing really, really well.
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot of safety play, a whole lot of slow play. These guys are shooting at their pockets and and trying to make the balls and doing a very fine job of it to boot.
Again, we are at the Moody Gardens Spa and Convention Center in Galveston, Texas. Glad you could join us for the 8-ball wheelchair final between Charlie Hans and Kurt Deklerk, tied up at 4 apiece. Charlie is yet to have the lead in this match, but I know he's probably thinking this might be the opportunity to strike.
I think Charlie just now hit the second ball instead of the head ball. And that opportunity, if you saw that 8-ball squirt out of the rack, it almost went in the side pocket. And if it had gone in the side pocket, the 8-ball could be spotted up and Charlie could continue shooting. But I'm going to watch a little more closely in the future and see which ball Kurt is aiming at. I believe that the rules for this match, the player is able to hit any ball that he chooses, but I'll have to watch a little more closely and see if Charlie did in fact hit the second ball first.
Is there an advantage in hitting the first ball, or is there a reason why you would do something like that?
Yeah, when I played a lot of 8-ball, I like to hit the second ball, and it seemed to me that some people have better control over the cue ball when they're hitting the head ball, the 1 ball on the front. But I seem to get a better spread of the balls when I was able to hit the second ball first, hitting it rather fully, because you run a risk of scratching in the corner pocket, and you just have to hit it very as square as you can. And if you do that, the balls seem to spread extremely well. Giving you an opportunity to pocket a ball on the break.
Well, right now Kurt's knocked in 2 solid balls right now, and he's looking at the table trying to figure out what his next move is going to be. The soliders are pretty much spread out, I guess, except for the 6. It's a little close, but I think he was trying to get that one set up, but just couldn't quite do it right there. So with that miss, it's now Charlie's turn. What do you see on the table for him, Joey?
He's got to make this first shot. It's going to be a difficult shot. Oh, he's back cutting the 10 ball. Very, very difficult shot here. Well, he's done something. He's made the ball.
Wow.
That was a big back cut shot there. That's given Charlie an opportunity to run these balls. He sees the 12 in the corner pocket and maybe the 13 or the 15 in the side pocket. He'll draw the cue ball back just a little bit and try and pocket the 13 or the 15, depending on where the cue ball finally comes to rest.
Well done, and now he's looking at that 13 ball. Come back with the 13 within the 15. I mean, things are looking pretty good here. Six-time U.S. Open 8-ball champion Charlie Hans. As mentioned earlier, just coming off of a victory in Chicago, hoping to do the same here in Galveston. He drops yet another ball. Drops the 11.
Well, he's got to be careful here and not allow the cue ball to run into the 3, the 1, and the 8. He's elevated his cue. Looks like he's trying to draw the cue ball, which is a smart shot. And he goes down all the way down for the 15. An extremely smart shot.
Wow. Hours and hours of practice to perfect all this stuff, I'm sure.
And just, you know, the experience of knowing which patterns to shoot and knowing which balls to shoot in which order. He got out of line there. He floated the cue ball over a little bit further than he wished. Still a makeable shot. And shape possible on the 8 ball. The 8 ball goes in all 6 pockets, so he just has to avoid having the cue rest behind another impeding object ball. Oh boy, not an easy shot, and he missed it. And now Kurt comes back to the table.
Little opening there for Kurt Deklerk, and Charlie, I think, a little disgusted in that shot. They couldn't believe that didn't drop. So now Kurt's turn. He's got 5 balls left on the table, then the 8 ball. The 43-year-old from Belgium, he was in a car accident in 1983. He said a moped accident, and didn't stop him though from wanting to play pool and start practicing 4 hours a day. And I guess the rest is everybody knows 222 wins. So
titles. I'm sure I'm sure he's won a lot more games than 222. He plays extremely well.
what's his challenge right now? I guess just because the ball's in the middle of the table, possibly.
Oh yes. That's a very big problem.
What do you think he's trying to set up now, though? What do you think he's going to try to do?
Well, you know, he's going to shoot the 3 ball, but he's looking at the 1 ball to see if it goes in the side pocket. And if he can make this 3 ball and float the cue ball up just an inch or maybe 2 or 3 inches, he'll have a straight-in shot on the 1 ball, and he won't have to do too much with the cue and just stop it so he can pick up the 7 ball next after that. He rolled forward a little too much. Now he may choose to shoot the 7 ball and then contact the 1 ball. Let's see what he does. Could have been his plan all along.
And Kurt knocks it in, and what do you think of how he left it?
Straight as an arrow.
Yeah.
These are difficult shots not only because they're straight in, but also because the side pocket is so narrow. And
Wow.
There's a perfect example. The pockets are very narrow. The side pockets are treacherous.
You called it, Joey, and
Well, it's not. I can't foretell the future, except that I know how difficult these tables play, how narrow the pockets are, and you know, I played on them, and I competed in the 1 pocket event earlier on in the week, winning a few matches and losing a couple, and now sitting in the booth enjoying myself as well.
we'll get more into that 1 pocket in just a second. But let's see what Charlie does here with the trying to take a 5-4 lead if he can make this one.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie trying to put this in the side pocket. He will do just that. And just like that, Charlie has his first lead of the finals. He's up now 5-4 over Kurt Deklerk. And you know, you're talking about that that one pocket. I mean, it is that is all about strategy, isn't it? I mean, it is just, you have to be very, very patient. That's what I noticed last night. Listening to you, you were fantastic, by the way. Like I mean, you guys were awesome last night, and you learn a lot from watching the one pocket. But hearing what you were saying was just incredible, and it is all about patience, though, isn't it?
Absolutely. Patience and, knowledge. Most of these games are about knowledge. The acquisition of knowledge allows you to excel at each individual game, and each game has its own set of rules and, strategies that are necessary to play at a high level.
Now that time he broke on the other side of the table, but I think you're right. I don't know if he hit the second ball in or not, but he knocked in the 11 ball, so. Now he's trying to figure out what he's going to do here.
Well, the balls aren't spread that well, and there's trouble on this table for both stripes and solids.
I mean, the table to me looks like what happened last night in that one pocket where everything's on one side of the table.
Yes, indeed.
Well done by Charlie Hans. So Charlie checking out the table right now, trying to figure out what his strategy is going to be. It looks like he's got a shot on the 15 ball. Well done. No, really, Kurt, I guess it's just kind of sit there and just kind of wait his turn, I guess, and hopefully he'll have a turn in this one.
Yeah. Kurt said he comes to these competitions, and once he gets to the finals, he's here to have fun. And, he doesn't change his style of play at the finals. He continues doing just what he's always been doing, and that's a sign of a professional. Same thing every shot.
Yep.
Consistent.
Because obviously what you has worked here in the finals, so you might as well just keep it going, no question. And that.
Oh boy, he kind of rushed that shot. Charlie didn't give that shot much consideration. I think he thought it was a little easier than it was, and kind of rushed it. And we all do it from time to time, rushing shots and making other minor errors. This is a difficult game to excel at.
Do you think did you rush shots because you think it's an easier shot? You can make it and knock it in, no problem. Is that why?
Yeah, I think he was overconfident on the shot. I mean, we've seen Charlie make far more difficult shots than that.
It's now Kurt trying to knock in the 7 ball here.
He wants to get shape on that 5. Oh, he got a nice little kiss off from the 9. He may shoot this 5 ball and try and play shape for the 3 in the side. He hits it rather softly. I don't know if this is going to fall. It does.
Wow.
He can still pick up the pink 4, no problem. He may have actually played shape on the 4 ball because he does have to move the 4. The 2 doesn't pass easily.
Will the 6 become a problem here in just a little bit, or no?
No, if he's able to get shape on the 3, and he doesn't, he's been snookered by the 14 ball. Maybe he can bank the 2 ball 1 rail, but I know that's what he wasn't trying for. He wanted to make that 3 in the side and then the 6 in the opposite corner pocket.
He looked at how that finished, and he's just like, it was almost like, I cannot believe that just happened.
Oh, it plays a very smart shot there. Nice little safety.
So now what is Charlie going to do here? Up 5-4 in the race to 9.
Maybe a safety is a good thing to do right here.
He tried to put it in. He tried to put in the 10 ball.
Well, let's see what happens here. Does he? Oh, he gets it a goal. It goes behind the 10, and Kurt really doesn't have a whole lot to shoot at here.
True.
He's got a combo, or maybe banking the 2. I think I might resort back to the old safety play one more time. Give Charlie another difficult shot to shoot at, and put the other balls in play. And that's exactly what he chooses to do.
Got to be disciplined today, don't you? I mean, realizing that, okay, I don't have a shot, and if I try this, I might lose the game. So I just have to go ahead and concede this. Is it tough to do?
Absolutely.
Charlie at that 10, it looks like, I believe. Oh, great shot. Close to that rail. Is that an issue? Probably not for the 9 ball, I would assume.
No, not for the 9. That's a rather long pot on the 14, though, and I'm sure you'll shoot the 9. He's looking, he may be concerned about a possible a scratch. He wanted to follow that, but, he's so straight in that, he runs the risk of, following the cue ball, following the 9 ball right into the pocket. He wants to hit it with a little side spin, but, he's so close. Oh, now he's going to jack up and shoot. Look at this. Almost like a jump shot. He holds the cue, but not enough.
Not what he had anticipated, and so now gets ball in hand, and
I think Kurt's going to shoot the 6 ball in the corner pocket, the closest corner pocket. Then the 3, then the 2, then the 8 in the side pocket.
You haven't been wrong yet, by the way. I just want you to know that. You just thought you'd like to know that.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I'm working hard.
Yeah. So you see the future. So you see what's going on. See, I don't know. I think I would be thinking, I just make the 6, but
You don't want to roll the cue ball any more than you have to, and playing stop shots is a perfect way to is a very smart way to play pocket billiards.
So now Kurt trying to knock in the 2 ball here, and bringing out the bridge. Maybe Joey's bridge down the pike. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm coveting that bridge. I'll tell you that. Kurt better watch himself.
Gets it to drop. Nice. Wow.
Very nice. I don't think he's missed a shot with that bridge either.
No. He has been right on it. And he's going for the side pocket. Trying to tie it up at 5 apiece. He will do just that. Wow, what a match we have going on in the 8-ball wheelchair. As he looks up here and he just kind of goes, the curve is just like, man, I'm glad that went in. Well done. Good call there, Joey. That's exactly what happened. And so we played 10 games. We're tied up at 5 apiece, but that's what we expect in the finals.
Yeah. two great champions competing neck and neck. One of the internet viewers made an interesting point. Mutilation is his screen name, and he said something that I like and respect it and admire as well. You know, these guys are playing in wheelchairs, and they play faster than most people on their feet.
That is the truth. It is amazing. I mean, to me, just to watch this, and you know, after watching it for a while, you start taking it for granted that but they're in wheelchairs, they're moving around. I mean, I would think that they'd have to be exhausted at the end of this. It's not like, I mean, just to be in a wheelchair and to move around like that is just unbelievable. And these guys, just the dedication to want to play the game.
Yeah. You know, I've always wondered, where the drive comes to compete and to put in the numerous hours of, practice and the will to come to these events. Kurt, for example, has traveled, across the world, to come and compete here. And, that has to take a lot of desire. And, I really don't know where the drive comes from, but it's there for some people, and for others they just don't have the will. And it's not really about ability, in my opinion. And in pocket billiards, it's more about the will and the determination of what's inside that person to make them compete and to learn and to excel. So these guys have got it all together, and they're not ready to stop competing, no matter how tired they get.
That's right. The juice flow to get the win and to be a champion, and that's why they're here today and tied up at 5 apiece. 11th game of this race to 9. So right now, Charlie observing, knocked in a couple of balls so far.
Now, I just noticed that the bridge that Charlie has is I call him one of those moose rack bridges, and he has the ability to shoot over balls with his bridge, and I haven't seen Kurt use that particular bridge to shoot over balls where he was jacked up. So I'm kind of curious. Maybe one of our interviewers will be able to interview the players and ask a couple of questions about that. I wonder how Kurt addresses. Have you noticed Kurt shooting over the top of balls?
No,
Has he used a special bridge or anything?
I have not, and you are correct. I have not seen that.
It's a very short bridge. It's not very high, so it would make it difficult to shoot over the top of a ball, where you're jacked up. So maybe he's just developed another technique to handle that particular shot.
Well, we saw him change cues earlier, so maybe he's got another a weapon in his arsenal that he may be able to use in case he had to do that. But right now, Charlie's doing a great job.
Yep.
He's going to try to, knock in the 14. And does he want to put anything on this? Probably not, I would assume. Or does he have a choice? He's got to, what do you think he's going to try to do?
I think he's going to hit this ball at a very slow speed and try and keep the cue ball right around where the 14 is. Maybe bump the rail and come back out to the, 12 inches or so. But he doesn't want it to roll behind the 2. Not even close. Now he can cut this ball into the lower left-hand corner pocket. The cue ball again, is out in the middle of the table. Always a challenge out in the middle of the table there. He called it in the left corner pocket, the right corner from his viewpoint.
For the win for Charlie Haas to go up 6-5.
Oh, he overcut that. Boy.
Man.
That's got to be frustrating. That was in his grasp, and now Kurt comes back to the table. Well, another wheeler has joined us, a very famous wheeler out here in the arena, in the around the TV table, and that happens to be Clark Roan, one of our own promoters right here with Taylor Road Productions.
Showing up checking things out here in this final, huh?
Yeah, he's, he knows that this 8-ball is very close to the pocket and almost anywhere on the table. Charlie stands a chance of making this ball. He could, bank the cue ball off from the foot rail or the side rail and make this shot.
Kurt's in a mess of trouble too with that bunch of balls right there. He's going to have to break those up real soon, I would suspect, huh?
Yeah, Kurt didn't want to make that ball. He intentionally missed that shot. He just doesn't want to give Charlie anything. He wants to get Kurt wants to get cue ball in hand, and he may have done that. Charlie's looking at trying to hit the side rail and then make the 8-ball in the corner pocket. So difficult shot, but he squeezes by.
Wow,
look at that! What a great
shot! Shot!
Very, very nicely done.
That is impressive stuff. Charlie Hans up now 6-5 in this race to 9. Well, I did not see that coming, but that's why these guys are professionals. And what a great shot.
It looked like Charlie didn't have enough room to make that shot, but he didn't hesitate for a second.
So Charlie goes up 6-5, and he will break here in game number 12. Well, if it's like this the rest of the week and all the finals, we're in for a lot of great matches.
Absolutely. Miss 8 says roll the ball just before Charlie shot that shot, and that's exactly what Charlie did. He rolled that cue ball in no English, rolled the cue easily, and just made a perfect kick on that 8-ball.
And nothing would fall. Oh, yeah, it did. Something did fall. Sorry about the 11 ball fell.
Mm-hmm. Easy 9-ball in the corner pocket.
Yeah.
Problem ball is the 13, and I think Charlie's going to wait and not shoot that 14, even though it's an easy shot right now. He's going to wait until he's got a perfect angle to bump the 13 out into the middle of the table. Yeah, I think he's going to shoot. Oh, I thought he would shoot the 10-ball on this shot. Maybe he can get to the 13. Doesn't look like it.
He's going to try to bump it out of there, maybe?
Yeah. He shoots it in the corner pocket.
Wow.
I didn't even see that shot coming.
No.
It was a good shot, too. The 13 is now out where it's easily pocketable. And Charlie wants to stay close to the 10-ball after he makes his 12. These tight pockets, they don't give you much. You have to earn these shots.
He's still looking at that shot. He can't believe it. He's like, what? Why didn't that go in? Now Kurt gives him an opportunity now.
I think Charlie's rushing some of these shots, and I know he's got an excellent aim, and he's a very good talent, and I think some of these shots are being missed because he's rushing. I don't know if he's, got something else on his mind, or he's just shooting at a different pace than he's used to. Like some of the internet viewers had mentioned, these guys are playing at a very quick pace.
Yeah.
Maybe too quick.
Kurt now trying to get something going. He trails 6-5. They're going to try to hit the 2.
Little combo here, maybe.
Combo.
Oh no, he tried to slide it past the 3.
And it falls, so now Kurt will go watch Charlie in action here and see what happens.
Well, Now, you know, this is a very difficult shot to try and make this 12 ball reaching completely across the table, you know, to cut the 12 ball. He's going to try and do anything except that. If he reaches across the table to cut the 12 thinly enough, he may wind up fouling the cue ball by having a double hit when the cue ball bounces back off the rail. So he's looking at anything and everything except that.
That is such a long reach. Can he even reach it from that far? I mean, is it possible?
He'll whip out that bridge in a heartbeat, but, you know, getting the bridge out the way and getting the cue stick out of the way after the cue ball hits the rail is the big problem. Look at this. He's going to play a safety instead. He's playing some smart strategy here, I'll tell you that. Charlie's a smart player.
Hey, just for those people that don't know, that's such as myself, maybe, if you would happen to hit the cue or you would hit the bridge, what happens then?
That's a foul, and cue ball in hand for the other player.
Wow. So if you do it, you better be quick enough to get that stuff out of the way then.
That's right. Yeah, I might not have even shot that shot, being able to reach completely across the table. Just you know, it's a difficult situation.
Is that a safety play too, you think, or?
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't see any easy shots for Charlie, and he's got this 13 ball that he can possibly shoot at, but long distance.
Charlie checking out his options. Now he's going to go see if it's possible to make that 10 ball.
I think that 10 ball may go in the side pocket. I don't know if he's going to shoot it.
I think he's going to go for the 13 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he will do just that.
You know, he's made these long distance shots consistently well. I mean, he's a very accurate putter. That's no easy shot for any player. Standing, sitting, stooping.
He's going to try for the 15 here.
Middle of the table, much more difficult than the other shot.
He's trying to maneuver as close as he can, so.
Very nice.
Just one of the things that he was saying, that's just the toughest part of playing is maneuvering around the table itself.
I saw Kurt demonstrating his wheelchair to someone early this morning when I was having breakfast, and he apparently has some special maneuver abilities with this particular wheelchair, and he was sporting those in the dining room early this morning at the Moody Gardens Hotel restaurant.
Now Charlie trying to make the 13 in the corner. He will do just that. And looks pretty good for the 10 there as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure which pocket he's going to try and make the 8 ball in, because, well, he'll probably try and shoot this softly and keep the cue ball close to the side rail. I don't think he's going to put the cue out in the middle of the table. We'll see. Yeah, he hit it softly, but you know, the cue ball rolled a little further than he had anticipated. This is still a makeable shot. Have to do a little stretching.
Is a possibility for a scratch here, or these guys put so much English on the ball that it's
A distinct possibility, Kevin.
I'm not sure that's it. That's his one concern, I'm sure, right now. Trying to take a 7-5 lead is Charlie Hans.
Now, if Charlie makes this 8 ball and scratches, he loses.
So let's see what he's going to do right here. Charlie for the win. Can't get it to fall, so Kurt stays alive. And that's what Charlie was thinking about, I believe. He was just like, man, I just cannot, I can't scratch. I mean, that would not be good.
Well, he put draw on the shot, and anytime that you start moving that tip around on the cue ball, it creates some other factors like squirt and swerve. And Charlie's aware of these factors, and tried to anticipate some of the problems that were going to occur, and unfortunately wasn't able to pot the ball. But he's still in this game for sure, and definitely he's leading the match.
You say skirt and swerve. Tell us what that all's about there, Joey.
Well, it's a little difficult to talk about and have finite terms, but it's basically it's this: anytime that you apply side spin to the cue ball, if you're applying right side spin to the cue ball, the cue stick pushes the ball to the left automatically, and that's called squirt. The cue ball squirts out of the way of the shaft. The other factor is something called swerve, and basically swerve is a mini masse. It's when the cue stick contacts the cue ball in a slightly downward motion and puts not only side spin on the cue ball, but with the downward stroke, it causes the cue ball to actually curve. We refer to it as swerve, and the two phenomena of applying low left or low right English, for example, are called squerve, S-Q-U-E-R-V-E, and just two phenomena that two more phenomena that the players have to take into consideration in every shot when they're using side spin.
So Charlie missed the 8-ball just a minute ago and gives Kurt new life.
Big problem for Kurt, though. The 5-ball is nothing but trouble.
Right. And he knows it. He is looking at it right now, observing, how am I going to get that out of there?
Is he thinking about playing a safety right here on the 7-ball? That would be a very smart move. And yes, he does. Oh, no, he's making the... Oh, he didn't call that shot, huh?
No, he did not call that shot.
Yeah, he was playing a safety.
So now for the third time in this game, Charlie with the chance to close it out, take a 7-5 lead.
Oh, made a bad hit. That's cue ball in hand.
That 8-ball doesn't want to go in for him right now.
Yeah, that was a unfortunate miss there. Now Kurt really has an opportunity to run these balls. He chooses the trouble ball first, which is the 6-ball. Good move on his part. He just has to avoid that point on the side pocket. Oh, he must have heard me talking about that point.
See, and he knows to listen to you, see, because you're on the money, so he's probably like, yeah, I think I'll wait.
Yeah, the 6-ball after he clears the 7-ball pocket, is going to be easily made in that corner pocket.
Kurt trying to keep pace right now, trailing 6-5. Now looking at the 1 ball in the side pocket. Easily done. Now it's just execution, correct?
Yeah, he just needs to slow roll this 4-ball in the hole, pick up on the ball, shoot the 6, and take a relatively medium difficulty shot, cutting the 8 in the side pocket. Let's see. He may choose to go on up and pick up to 6 now, but a lot of this is about individual preference. There isn't any one perfect right way to shoot this shot. Or I should say, shoot this pattern.
So the 4 ball goes in, and now he's looking possibly at the 6 ball.
Yeah, Charlie's tweaking that position of that wheelchair.
Trying to get it just right so he can make a good stroke, and he does just that. So now he's looking at the 3 ball, and
well, Charlie really needs to make this 5 ball and get good shape on the 8. He has to win this game because we're getting close to the end of the match.
right. Kurt knocking it in.
He cannot afford to just give this game back to Charlie and let Charlie continue his run, because Charlie would only need 2 more games to win the match.
Kurt trying to tie this up at 6 apiece if he can knock in the 8 ball. He will do just that. We have played 12 games and we are knotted up at 6 apiece. Wow. Good comeback there for Kurt.
Well, this is an exciting match. 2 talented players right here at the finals here in Galveston, Texas at Moody Gardens. We're at the World Classic Pool Tournament, and this is the finals championship match of the wheelchair competition. And we've got plenty more matches in store for you guys and girls later on. I don't have the schedule in front of me right now, but stay tuned and check out the worldclassic.com website, and they'll keep you posted on our next event. Maybe our producer will drop us a little note and let us know when the next matches are coming up, and maybe even what they are. We still have Open 8-ball championship and 10-ball championship out there. Lots of things going on.
And I'll tell you, Moody Gardens, what a beautiful place here. I mean, it's right on the Gulf. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. A lot of things to do here, and very hospitable as well, and for everyone. It's just been great.
I was talking to some of the locals and about the restaurants in the area. Driving in from Houston, Texas with the free complimentary shuttle. I just can't get over that. The Taylor Road production, hires a fleet of shuttle drivers to shuttle the players back and forth from the airport. Just a really classy move on their part. I had to mention that again. I mentioned it yesterday in one of the streams. And I've never been to a pool tournament in my entire life where the promoter went to that great effort to see that the players arrived in a timely fashion. And it's just a credit to their their class, and we really appreciate everything that they've done for the players and hosting this event.
It has been great. I know I flew into Houston as well, and into Bush, and it was just they were there ready to pick me up and everything. It was great. Pete picked me up, and we had a good conversation on the way. He told me all about Houston and Galveston, and it was a nice trip, and it was just great to know that that was available, because I was thinking, what am I going to do? I did not really know much about the shuttles, and then they were there, and what a great job they've done.
Well, Kevin, you just arrived in yesterday, and I'm sure you missed my little short story. And while these guys are, running these balls and making their decisions, I'll share a little story with you about myself, about my personal life and my family.
Okay.
Galveston, Texas is a very special place for the Augustin family. It's where our family immigrated to the United States in the late 1800s. And our entire family lived in Galveston, Texas. Well, if you know your history about what happened in 1900, it was the greatest natural disaster that ever occurred right here in Galveston, Texas. Between 8,000 and 12,000 people lost their lives in the Great Hurricane of 1900. and all of my relatives died in that hurricane, except for my grandfather, who was a 14-year-old boy, and he clung to a tree during the storm and was carried out into the Gulf of Mexico, and a passing ship after the storm plucked him off from the tree and saved his life, and he started our family anew. And so I have a special propensity towards Galveston, and I wanted to make sure that I made my own personal contribution to coming to this tournament, supporting it, and supporting the people of Galveston, who are also, they're recovering from Hurricane Ike, which was just a year ago.
Right. Wow. That's amazing. What a story. I know in you riding around Galveston, you can still see some of the remnants of Ike, and it is just something that takes a while to ultimately work out and fix, and that's what the people of Galveston have come together, it looks like, and making that happen.
I'm originally from the New Orleans area, and Hurricane Katrina decimated New Orleans and even the suburbs of New Orleans, and everybody had problems, flooding and hurricane wind damage. And this is almost 4 years later, and they're still recovering in New Orleans. And I've got to say that the people in Galveston, they've done a great job in recovery. The signs of recovery are here, and they've done a great job, so quickly. Only 1 year. After 1 year, New Orleans still looked like it was in a war zone, and there are still parts of New Orleans that, well, I haven't seen one part of Galveston yet that looks as bad as some of the parts that are left in New Orleans. So it's a credit to the people here in Galveston for recovering so quickly. And the tailored production by having this tournament here in Galveston, they've made a great effort to help the people of Galveston to recover quickly, and I'm just honored and proud to be a part of it.
I know coming in here, you go from an island to an island to get here, and what's the main road that's right by the Gulf? I don't know what the name of it is.
Seawall Road, I think they call it.
I'm telling you, that is unbelievable. I mean, just going riding by there, I never even knew that existed, and then you're like, man, there's the Gulf right. I mean, it's just beautiful, and
you can throw a rock into the Gulf of Mexico from the main highway.
Exactly, and to see it and to ride on it was, it was amazing, and they are definitely building things back here in Galveston, which is a great thing. And
one of the things that some of our international listeners and viewers may not know about the hurricanes, the Gulf of Mexico has a lot of warm water, and the Gulf of Mexico creates some very violent hurricanes. There are hurricanes all over the world, but some of the most deadliest hurricanes anywhere in the world are right here they're spawned in the Gulf of Mexico. So, the people that live here, they're aware of the risk and the beauty of the landscape, and the Gulf itself is something that's always been, people have always been drawn to it. And, well, we've talked enough about Galveston and the Augustin family. We've still got a match going on here.
Yes, we do.
So,
and it's pretty close right now. I mean, both gentlemen have 3 balls left on the table, and Kurt now just trying to figure out what he's going to do right here. So he knocks in the 13 ball. Now looks like he's going to try to put the 10 ball in here. Tied up 6 apiece. In this race to 9 is getting a little bit closer to that 9 number, and I wonder if the nerves are starting to get to them at all. But these guys are professionals. They've done this several times.
Kurt's got a difficult shot here.
Oh, what a great shot.
Split that pocket. Well, Kurt's going to have to come with another one because this is no gimme. This is a very difficult shot.
Where do you think he's going to go?
I think he's going to try and cut the ball in the corner pocket, cut the tin ball in the left corner pocket. Oh, an unfortunate scratch.
So now that opens the door for Charlie Hans. Hey, I like the story that you told us about Galveston, by the way. That was awesome.
Well, thank you.
I mean,
thank you, Kevin.
It was a lot of history there.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a real eye-opener if you go to the internet and Google information about the great hurricane of 1900. They have oral histories of people who survived the storm, and if you read their words, you can only imagine what terror occurred during that storm.
And it's not like you have the technology today where you know to get out of town or anything. I mean, there was nothing like that back then. As Charlie now is in pretty good shape here.
People were traveling to Galveston, Texas during the hurricane on a train, hundreds of people. When they got to a certain point, they could go no more. They had to stop the train. 8 people got off the train and sought refuge in a lighthouse. They were the only people to survive that storm on the train.
Charlie Hans looking to survive right here to go up 7-6.
Cue extension comes out. Oh. Bridge instead.
What'd you call it? The Moose Bridge? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, kind of like a moose antler.
Trying to go up 7-6.
Oh my. That's an uncharacteristic mistake there. You know, the bridge is just a difficult thing to use. I know the creator of that particular style bridge would probably want to slap me a couple of times for calling it a Moosehead Bridge, but it's kind of reminds me, this rack kind of reminds me of that bridge.
It really does, though. When he put it down again, I was looking at it and I was like, you're right. You called that. It's exactly what it looks like. And now Kurt, advantage for Mr. Deklerk here to possibly go up 7-6.
Yeah. We're going to see that bridge? No. Oh, he's got the extension. Yeah, you know, it's neat. These guys will alternate between using a bridge to make a shot or an extension.
This for the win and a 7-6 lead.
Wow.
And he will do just that. So Kurt Deklerk, one time trailed 6-5, now up 7-6 in the race to 9, and get a little bit closer to that 9 number, and just have to stay focused, don't you? It's a lot of games, isn't it?
Exactly. I'd like to take a moment. For those of you who have just joined us, I'm Joey Augustin, Joey A. from the Internet Pool Forums, and I'm here in the booth with Kevin Coughlin, and we'd like to thank some of our sponsors: Predator Cues, Poison Cues, Simona's Cloth, Aramuth Pool Balls, Ashley Furniture, Hertz Rent-A-Car, Inside Pool Magazine, Radio 1, Billiard Factory, and ProPool.com. The Stats guys, Ron Hoffman, Bob McFerrin, and Mike Moon. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all's help.
Kurt now will do the honors. He will break in game number 14.
Now, Kurt's hitting that one ball very square, and he's making balls on the break with that particular break, and he's been very successful with that. I failed to pay attention to Charlie's break, and did you notice if he was still hitting the or if he was hitting the second ball at all?
I'll tell you, Joey, you know what, I looked away real quick and I came back and he'd already hit it, so I wasn't quite sure. So If he wins another one, we'll have to watch to see what happens.
There you go.
Kurt has gotten the 2-ball, and now he's observing the table to see what he's going to do right now. It is going back and forth the entire match.
He's going to follow this shot, try and get the cue ball off the back rail, and he does quite well. That's a good shot. His main trouble ball is the 5, but also the 6 and the 3. They're a little bit of a problem as well.
Kurt now going to try to take care of the 1-ball. And cannot do it. He cannot believe it. I wonder if he said something in Belgium, if there's such a thing. Is that right?
Maybe
Belgium?
Maybe Dutch. Maybe
Dutch, maybe Dutch. Okay. I think something was said, though, I would believe.
I could almost read his mind.
Let's see what Charlie could do right now, going for the 13-ball. That's amazing. He hit that shot and didn't even look. He knew that was going in. He had no doubt about it that was going to go in the pocket. And it did just that. His trouble was this little cluster right here, but he's taking care of it pretty easily, isn't he?
Yeah, he removed that 5 ball out of the path of the 8 ball so that the 8 ball cleanly goes in the corner pocket. So if he's able to, complete the run on these stripes right now, he'll be easily able to pocket the 8 ball.
Charlie checking out the 14 and the 11.
Twingy girl is Lady Kurt. Is that Lady Kurt Deklerk?
That's on the internet feed there, correct?
That's right. I see a few of our internet viewers are speaking Dutch, writing Dutch. Oh yeah, Kurt's wife. She's on the stream. Wow.
I wonder who she's pulling for, Joey.
Well,
I bet we'll find out.
we'll have to read some of her posts to see, I guess. Huh?
Charlie knocking in another one here, so trying to get this tied up. He trails 7-6. Such a long shot. It's going to extend her and then the bridge.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kurt must have a huge fan base back in Belgium. I think I see an internet viewer on here by the name of Kurt's Barber.
Trying to put in the 10-ball, Charlie Hans. And he gets everything out of the way. Just good move there. And got a couple of balls left on the table. That seems like such a difficult shot, though. I mean, it's all the way across the table, and
what may make it even more difficult is he may choose to put a little low right-hand English on this shot. Again, having to take into consideration squirt and swerve. Yeah, it does look like he's putting a little bit of low left. A little low English only. Now the cue ball didn't slide, and he's left with a kick at the 11 ball. Not an easy shot. In fact, it's a difficult shot.
is there any way to play? I guess you can play a safety, can't you? Or can you? You got to.
Well, yeah, you can play a safety, but it's it's hard enough just to hit the ball.
Yeah, no kidding. He hit it, but came up empty with that shot. So now Kurt, another shot here.
Mike SJE is Kurt's friend from Belgium. I tell you what, Kurt's got a lot of support on the live stream here, and we're glad to have all of you here. For those of you who have just joined us, I'm Joey Augustin, Joey A. from the Internet Pool Forums, and I'm here in the booth with Kevin Coughlin. And we're just very happy to be here with this match. This is the finals wheelchair competition. It's 8-ball, racing to 9. And right now, Kurt leads this match. Give me an update on that, Kevin. Is it 7-6?
7-6. Sure
right.
is. Yeah, that's what we mentioned earlier, that, Kurt said he didn't have any family here, didn't have, I'm sure he's got a couple of fans maybe checking him out, but he said his fans are basically on the internet, and it's proof positive because that's what we're seeing on the internet feed today.
I wonder if he realizes how many people in Belgium are, watching him play pool right now. There are hundreds of people online and thousands that have visited this live stream, and we're glad to have all of you on board.
Second straight game now that Kurt trailed, had to knock in a lot of balls, and he's doing just that, and taking advantage of a couple of mishaps. Charlie in that one game where he had 3 chances to knock in the 8-ball, couldn't do it. Now Kurt trying to get situated. Trying to knock in the 5-ball to set up the 8.
Plays two-rail shape perfectly.
Wow.
Hopefully it's not too hard. Whoa, look at this.
Oh my goodness.
These fast tables are something else. I'll tell you, I've seen this with all of the players in the one pocket tournament. I've seen the cue ball just continue to rotate until it finally falls in the pocket. It's happened to so many players. The speed of this table is unbelievable. These lights have made these tables lightning fast.
Wow. Just looked up here like, I cannot believe that just happened. And now Charlie with a chance to tie this up at 7 apiece. Man, oh man. Yeah, Kurt had already moved over to set up for the winner. He already was over there, ready to shoot, and watched it drop in, watched the cue ball drop in, and man. So now for the win. All the things that they have to do to be prepared to hit a shot. It is just magnificent. I mean, it is just a lot of work, but they love the game. And now Charlie. He knocks it in this time, and we are tied up at 7. Wow.
Yeah, 2 games is all it takes for each player to win this match, and they've shown why they belong here, neck and neck. Knotted up at 7-7. It's a horse race here.
Well, we thought this one may go the complete 17 games, and we may just get what we were thinking there.
Yeah, you called it right, Kevin.
Charlie a little bit more at ease over there as well. I think he's glad that he finally was able to knock that one in, tie it up at 7 apiece. So.
Oh yeah.
So now let's check it out. Let's check out the break here and see where he hits that ball.
Good. It looked like he hit the 1 and the 9, or the first ball and the second ball at the same time. That's a good strategy. It's almost like a one pocket break, except much harder. Nothing fell that time, though, did it?
No, nothing fell. So Kurt has the honors.
You see how well the balls are spread, though?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing. There are no clusters of balls. All the balls are pretty well separated. Ooh, I don't like shooting this shot. I mean, it barely goes past the 10 ball. Oh.
Oh, and it won't fall.
Oh, boy, it's so close.
So
Yeah.
now you got two solid balls basically in the pockets right now.
That's right. Very difficult shot. He had very little open pocket to shoot at. And on these tight pocketed tables, like I'd mentioned earlier, they're 4 1/4 inches in diameter. Very narrow pockets. And the shelves on diamond tables, purposefully, they are very deep. They're very long as compared to many of the other pocket billiard tables, which also makes it difficult for the object ball to drop into the pocket.
Is that specifically like for tournament play? And
No, that is a trademark of diamond billiard tables.